watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tense moments outside Howard's nursing school graduation ceremony. That university cut the commencement after the venue hit capacity. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock on this. Again, our Mariel Carbone is outside Crampton Auditorium right now, and Mariel, students and families understandably still upset tonight.
Yeah, Chris, one student I spoke to tells me it was really disheartening. The event here last night, it was a first come, first served basis, which led to a huge group of people waiting outside to get in. And as we know, not all of them did. Frustrated families locked out of their loved one's graduation.
It was very devastating and disheartening in the moment.
Olivia Kleins is now a graduate of Howard University. Her family made it inside the ceremony for the College of Nursing and Allied Health Sciences Thursday night. But for many of her classmates,
almost everyone around me didn't have family inside.
According to Howard, Crampton Auditorium, where the ceremony was held, hit capacity quickly, meaning they had to stop letting people in. Chaos ensued, and someone broke a glass door, banging to get inside.
All the families, they just wanted to see their kids.
The university suspended the ceremony about 45 minutes in, meaning students didn't get to walk.
I'm finally about to bask in the moment, and then it's I don't really fully get that moment.
And the university apologized Friday, saying in a statement, "We are committed to implementing measures that will better manage crowd capacity and enhance the overall ceremony experience."
Honestly, my heart goes out to everyone.
Destiny LeGroin is Klein's cousin and was at the ceremony.
Someone should have been at the door with a ticker tracking how many people are coming in so that we know ahead of time that do we have a lot of seats.
I understand how spacing is. I just feel with graduation being such a big moment, they should be able to accommodate for everyone.
And the university says that this was its largest graduating class ever. And if you think back, the kids graduating this year, they graduated high school in 2020, meaning most of them didn't have a high school graduation because of COVID, which is why so many people had such large groups coming out to this graduation. Chris, the university says those nursing students, they will be honored tomorrow following that full commencement ceremony that's being held at Capital One Arena. Reporting live from Howard University tonight, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Certainly feeling for those students, Mariel, thanks. Meanwhile, in Southeast DC, a community still coping after the tragic killing of Taya Settles. Tonight, they came together to remember the 3-year-old. A week ago today, Taya was shot and killed inside a car outside Garfield Hills Apartments on Hartford Street. U.S. Park Police flew the little girl to the hospital where she died. During tonight's vigil, representatives from Taya's family read an emotional statement from her parents.
Taya was a bright light in our lives, filled with laughter, joy, and boundless energy. Her passing has left an irreplaceable void in our hearts that can never be filled. Taya was not just our daughter. She was a cherished sister, granddaughter, niece, cousin, and friend. Her life was cut short far too soon, and the pain of her absence is unbearable.
If you know anything about the shooting, you're asked to call police. A $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. All right, happening tomorrow, make sure to look up in the sky. Dozens of planes will streak across the National Mall. It's all to celebrate 85 years of general aviation. The Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association is marking the anniversary by organizing a flyover of one of the country's most restricted airspaces. 60 historic planes will fly from Frederick, then down the Potomac River and up to the National Mall towards the Capitol. The planes will arrive to the mall around noontime. During that time, Reagan Airport will be under a ground stop. Should be quite a sight there. All right, Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. Hopefully, the pilots will have clear skies to fly.
Really, tomorrow we're going to have increasing clouds, so it's not the best conditions out there. Not going to be the best weekend with all this wall-to-wall sunshine. That's what we're not going for this weekend. Really, it's increasing clouds, a burst of rain, and then finally, late in the day on Sunday, that's when the clearing starts to unfold. cold. 53 right now under overcast skies, and you still have this damp day that is continuing overnight into the start of your Saturday. Really, we've been dealing with this drizzle and then the wind flow that's picking up for DC right now. 15 miles per hour sustained winds, and really the rest of the area up to 5 to 10 miles per hour. Visibility, it has been very sporadic as we're dealing with bursts of rain from Martinsburg into Winchester. Perfect 10 right now for DC metro area. Temperatures as well into the 50s, a few upper 50s farther in Northern Virginia. There's where the low is. Here's the center of circulation, and so the backside is allowing for some raindrops and kind of that dreary effect that we continue to see. Satellite composite radar shows you the increasing clouds and really the rain trying to sag towards the south. So it's headed for Stafford area into Fredericksburg, Front Royal, as well south of 66. Folks, this is setting the tone for a cloudy weekend in store with some wet conditions. I do see a line of rain and a few rumbles of thunder for tomorrow. We'll time that out coming up, Chris.
All right, Janessa, we'll see you then. Well, new developments tonight at 9 after another tense night of demonstrations around GW's campus. Pro-Palestine student protesters met today with school leadership. They're trying to convince the school to cut financial ties with Israel. Our Tosin Fikile joining us here in studio tonight. And Tosin, just hours before the meeting, the university made it very clear that would not happen.
They did, Chris, and students were not happy that university leadership agreed to meet, but then reaffirmed they would not consider divestment, and they did not appreciate getting no sense of commitment to any of their demands. They also say the conversation with GW's administration should have happened sooner. Protesters say just after 11 this morning, GW's president Ellen Gramberg agreed to meet with representatives of the Student Coalition for Palestine about their demands. Demonstrators say they were told to prepare for the 45-minute meeting that was scheduled during the most important prayer time for Muslims. But the university made it clear it is not considering changes to endowment investment strategy. And students who brought their demands to the table say there cannot be a dialogue knowing that the university already made up its mind.
How can we engage in productive conversation when your engagement with our community is so limited that you fail to make the conversation accessible? We see through the irony.
For now, we want to see some form of commitment that the university does have a concern and care for the well-being and humanity of Palestinian students.
We will continue on our negotiations process in an effort to achieve that material change over the summer.
Now, students say their next meeting with GW leaders is tentatively on Sunday, and they are working to have faculty members there. Now, Chris, as for what's next for these students, they say they plan to meet virtually and continue to support one another. They also told us they don't care how long it takes. They will get the change they want and won't rest until it happens. Chris?
Okay, Tosin Fikile here in studio with that update. Tosin, thanks. Well, the owners of 8 dogs that drowned during a flooding at a doggy daycare last summer are now suing the company for negligence. You may remember 10 dogs drowned at the District Dogs location in Northeast back in August. In new court documents, the families suing say their pets' deaths were foreseeable and preventable. The suit claims the owner and company knew about serious flood risks, yet did not take steps to bolster the structure, did not reduce the risk of flooding, did not develop an emergency action plan, nor did they train staff on how to handle a flash flooding incident. It also points to 3 flash flooding incidents in 2022. District Dogs CEO Jacob Hensley called the lawsuit meritless and says the company will defend the suit. All right, now to Montgomery County, where pickleball stores are being robbed. Our Christian Pena covers that area for us and reports a Rockville store just had thousands of dollars worth of gear stolen.
Now, I spoke with the general manager of this shop, and she tells me never in a million years would she have imagined her shop to be a crime stop.
$4,500 worth of pickleball paddles gone as of late April.
3 individuals came into our store and they stole about 30 pickleball paddles.
The thefts were captured by the shop surveillance cameras.
One of the individuals, the guy with them, distracted one of our sales associates, asking them questions about some of our products, so they weren't focused when the 2 women were stuffing paddles under their clothing.
According to Rockville police, the robbery happened roughly around 2:30 p.m. on April 26.
It's not something I ever expected to happen per se, but Pickleball paddles are worth a lot right now.
And this isn't the only pickleball robbery in the area. According to a Facebook post, Alpine Ski Shop in Northern Virginia also lost a couple of paddles. It is unclear if the robberies are related.
It was clear that these people have done this before. It was not a first-time thing at all. It was quick, minimal.
The question lingering among tennis shop owners, is there a black market for pickleball rackets?
Now, these paddles can be a bit pricey. They can range up to $200, if not more. If you have any information as to who these burglars are, you're encouraged to call 911. For now, reporting out of Rockville, Maryland, I'm Christian Pena, DC News Now.